Welcome to the West Indian Women Network. I am Priscilla Ramcharan here in the United States, and I have invited one of our Read Ya Ting Poetry Contest participants. And he did a wonderful job, but it was a really tight when it came to talent that night. So let me have Mr. Garnet Lawrence introduce himself and where you're from.
Hi, good day, everybody. My name is Garnet Angelo Ose Lawrence. I'm from the beautiful Twin Island of Trinidad and the better island, Tobago. I am a screenwriter, playwright, author, poet, actor, director, the whole gamut. Done everything involving stage and screen and film.
That is fantastic. I'm so happy to have you here. So, what motivated you to go through the route of writing, screenwriting, authorhood?
Well, to be honest, it started off with playwriting. So I was involved in my church's Christmas program and in my school's drama club. When we had done the play for the National Drama Festival, I was like, I could write something better than this. I'm sure I can. Called Chinese Whisper. And then I went on to go to teach at a different school. While I was teaching, we produced that play and it reached the semi-final drama festival. So I was like, I like this playwriting thing. I want to get involved in theater. So I went and studied theater. And then from there, got hit by the film bug while I was newy. And when I came back out, I worked with some students on the secondary school film festival. It's now defunct. And while I was working on that, I got bitten by the film bug even more. So I moved from playwriting to screenwriting as well. And because I was writing, well, another happy accident, while I was in UA, I met up with a group of students called the Wordsmiths. And some of them, like Brendan O'Brien and Brandon O'Brien and Ariel John, they were doing this big hard at these teenagers and joined them to help learn to write spoken word. So I began to write spoken word there. I have had a lot of very, very happy accidents in my journey that has caused me to write and become a writer. Even though, actually, I should add to it that I'm writing articles in The Guardian as part of the Tobago Writers Guild, another happy accident. So I've been doing columns, and then I had this book, Nancy and the Fire Ants, which started off as a stage play to be done to prepare children to return to school. Because the idea was I have two small children, and I saw that children were not really being targeted in relation to preparation on the 3Ws. So I said, I'm going to take my idea of how do I get to speak to children at my children level, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, to encourage them to practice the 3Ws without having all of the fear factor that comes with the public health campaign. So this book came out of that. So like I said, I've been having a lot of very, very happy accidents that have brought levels of success to my life.
Well, congratulations to you. I'm a firm believer in happy accidents are the best. But then again, I also believe that we attract what we most love.
Yes.
So once you have that open mind, opportunities will just keep coming and coming. So fantastic to you, Tobago's Writers Guild. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was a secretary up until last week, actually. Secretary of Writers Guild up until last week. So they voted somebody in new. I told them I needed some space because I'm going to expand into new places and new genres and new things.
Understood. So would people be able to contact you if they have a phenomenal idea, but they just don't have that skill? Do you work on projects with others?
Yes. So what I do is that I offer services as a playwright as well as a screenwriter. So while I was in Tobago, moved from Tobago to Barbados, yay, I was commissioned by two different individuals to produce a script. One was a play. They wanted spoken word, dance, speech band, and the singing in it, apart from our entire play. And so I wrote that whole thing, made sure that even one of these spoken word pieces could turn into a dance as well, because it's a dance company. And then someone else contracted me to take a short story they had and turn it into a film format. So I did that for them. I told them, okay, fine. Well, if they want to get it produced, I already had sourced cameraman, actors, everything. But film is a lot more expensive than most people think it is. So just to get that off the ground, the person said, okay, fine, I need to put aside some money for that. And maybe they still do it, I'm not too sure, but one of my strengths is I'm able to take a concept and an idea and turn it into a literary form, whether it is into a play for workshopping, turn it into a play for theatrical production, turn it into a film, whether a feature-length film or a short feature. So one of the plays that films that I did, I was told by a guy, he said I wanted to write a script for me. And here's the idea. I see a man running out of a building with a mask on. Yeah. I said, okay, cool. and I and I wrote a 90-page film based on that concept. And I took that script and entered it into the Faith in Film International Film Festival. And I won that in 2022. So my strength is, yeah, like I said, happy accidents. So my strength is that if you give me a concept, whatever it is, whether it is, actually, I even wrote a eulogy for someone in the form of a spoken word piece. So you give me your idea, what you want, and I would take your idea and I would try it into a form or medium that you want it to be done in, whether it is in the form of a poem, form of a play, form of a screenplay, form of a book, long book, short book, whatever it is. That is my strength.
That's phenomenal. That's such an incredible gift, and you need focus and dedication to see that project from start to finish. So I could only imagine we see a calm face, but I could only imagine what's happening in there. Do you sleep?
No, I don't, because sleep is when the dreams start coming. And once the
Indeed.
dreams start coming, you begin to want to write it down, but then the sleep gets interrupted and then it's tired, so they can't really think they want to sleep. Yeah.
Understood. So dare I ask, what is your inspiration each day?
Cycle. To die empty. That biggest inspiration. I want to die empty. I told God, every play, every film, every story, every poem, every book that you've put inside of me, it must not go into the grave with me. It must come out. It must have a chance to live and to breathe. That's why I became a director as well, because I realized that I write the plays, but if you don't have a company that would take your work and move it from page to stage, then your work only lives on paper. So I learned all the skills required to be able to take my own work from page to stage, again with varied success. So while I was teaching at secondary school, I would have won like 16 awards at National Secondary School Film Drama Festival as well. So like I said, I've been doing the work, but the vision is, if I have an idea inside of me, I need to get it out. It's like a burning inside. And like, for example, this book in particular, it was a script before for a play. And when I had it, showed it to my directors at the time, okay, fine, we could get this done, ready for school. I trained the actors, got them ready, and they said, oh, this is nice. This is nice. Yeah. And then it died. And I said, no, it can't die, because the reality is, and even though we're seeing it, COVID is not going to go away. Even if it's COVID goes away, we're going to have some other respiratory ailment, some other flu coming up. And the same 3 W's that the children need to learn is what they need to practice when they go to school. So somebody has to get the message out in a way that is child friendly that doesn't bring all of the fear and anxiety. It turns into a game. It turns into a talk, cough, sneeze. It becomes fun. So now it becomes play. And if it's play, I am more open to it than telling you, put on a mask. So because I had that fire, I couldn't leave it as a book. And happy accident, I entered the book into the Children's Bocas Lit Fest competition and I won.
Congrats.
Yeah, so yeah, plenty happy accidents.
This is wonderful. Absolutely. So then how did you feel as a participant in the poetry contest, being in the spotlight?
Well, I didn't know I won at the time, but when he had the competition, what I was doing was I was trying to keep the grease in the joints, make sure I keep oiled. Because I'm staying home with my children right now, so there aren't much opportunities for me to act or perform or to get involved in using my craft. And actually, what happened with the piece I presented was that it was my wife's birthday, so I went to write a piece for her birthday. And so I created the whole thing tag, and then I said, you know what, I have it there. She heard it before. And then I said, okay, fine, let's take it and give it life, give it a space in which it can be heard, apart from just inside the walls of my bedroom.
The audience was definitely glued to the screen when you were reciting your poem. It was one of the ones that was completely different from the topics of the other contestants. So I really liked your poem, to be honest. So what would be a final message for our viewers from you?
If you have it inside of you to write, then write. As writers, we tend to feel very self-conscious and think about our ideas, and the ideas run into our heads and then run back out. We don't write it. And writing takes discipline and writing takes confidence, but write it. And then after you write it, find a way to from your computer or your notebook into some format, whether it is self-published or with a company or whatever it is. Get it out there, because when it leaves you, there's a certain level of contentment and satisfaction and accomplishment that you get from it. Just doing it is enough. You don't need to get the fame. God has been good to me to have given awards attached to what I would have done. But that is not everybody's story. And I've been writing for like 20 years now. And to this day, I can't win a playwriting competition, even though I'm a playwright first.
Knock on wood, it's 2024.
Yeah.
It's the year for you, sir.
Yes, it is. So write it, do it. Don't keep it in your heart and let it die. Don't let the dream die. Don't die empty. Don't let those words that were placed inside of you be buried inside of you, because somebody needs to hear it. And there's some life that's going to be saved because they heard your words.
What a beautiful, beautiful message. So what I will do is put all of the links to connect with Mr. Garnet Lawrence, aka Happy Accident. And please come back and share all of your endeavors for the year when you have time. But in the meantime, best wishes and everything.
Okay, thank you. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Say bye.
Bye-bye.